Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button and also please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. This is my overview of the Cold Steel SRK Oz 8 version. I'll put all the stats as per usual in the description bar. And also, this is just an overview. I haven't done a lot of cutting on with this knife, and the reason for that is there are so many. I'm very late to the game with this knife. I have had it for a while, and there are so many cutting videos on YouTube about this knife, so I won't insult your intelligence again by going and rehashing over and over and over again on the cutting demonstrations with this knife. If you want to see how these knives perform, there are several really good cutting demonstrations, especially through the likes of Bush Brothers NZ. They've done some excellent videos, basically destruction videos, showing how much abuse in particular the Oz 8 version can take. And I will admit, I don't really usually like destruction videos because I think they're a little bit of a tosser type thing, but in some ways they are good because they will. YouTube video people, if they are given a knife and by a manufacturer and then told to go and take the knife and show what sort of abuse it can take before the knife will fail, I think something can be learnt from that. As an end user, I can't do that. I can't afford to be taking a knife such as this, spending my hard-earned on it, then taking it out in the bush and then flogging it until it breaks, because then I go and have to buy another knife. And in a survival situation, you don't want to have to be... if it's your only knife and then it fails on you, well, your survival chances have just diminished rapidly. So destruction videos are a cutting edge. Like they can be useful, but they also can be a little bit of a wank. So while they can be useful, they can also be not so useful. Well, anyway, Bush Brothers New NZ have done a lot of destruction videos on this, and they have stood up to the abuse. Survivor Lily has also done long-term use on this knife, the Oz 8 version, and it has held up very well. And Cold Steel basically got onto a very good usable design, and this is a classic design. It's simple. It's a jack of all trades design. It's basically just a drop point design, and it's a good medium-sized knife in a reasonable steel that holds a reasonable edge for a reasonable amount of time. It's easy to sharpen. The Oz 8 steel is a good budget steel with the Tuff-ex finish on it. It doesn't rust. It's just overall a really good design. It's got a full tang. It does drop down a little bit here. I've seen the handles of it. NZ, the brothers Bush Brothers NZ have taken the handles off, and you can see that it does drop down, but it does go all the way here. So that's fine. These Kray-ex handles are really good. There it's in the hammer grip. Fits my hands really well. I like them. What I view these knives as, they are the perfect entry-level survival knife. If you want to just buy a knife as an entry-level knife, maybe for your first dedicated medium belt knife that doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles but is just going to get the job done, I suggest getting one of these, the SRK. The SRK stands for Survival Rescue Knife. That's what those letters stand for. A lot of people criticise this. It's actually a choil that they didn't want to, so you can choke up. They didn't want to compromise the strength. I like it. Some people don't like it. You can hold it here, but if you want to go for fine work, you can actually go up and then do the fine work without going onto the edge. But you don't have to worry about dropping a choil in there and weakening it up a bit more, because they have dropped the tang down, does drop down a little bit further here. So I can see why they did that. That's fine for me. It's just overall a very useful design. I really don't have any overall, no complaints whatsoever for the knife. But it is a jack of all trades and a master of none. So that's what you should take away from the SRK when you're buying them. And in Australia, buying them from Cleavers, they were on special. With the reason why I bought this, basically, at Cleavers in Brisbane here, they were selling them for $66 on special, basically giving them away. Like $66 for this knife was outstanding value, and you were silly not to buy one for that price. Like, they were just a brilliant value. I will note now, he is selling the SK5 version, which is basically Cold Steel's version of, I think it's 1080 or 1085. I'm not exactly sure. It's around the 1080 mark, high carbon steel. But they do put the Tuff-ex on it still, so it's not going to rust that much anyway. And they are selling them for $70 Aussie, which is still outstanding value. And 1080's very tough still, so like, it's basically the same knife. And they come with this Secure-ex sheath. Cold Steel's done a really good job with them, those sheaths. It's perfectly adequate, just with the clasp. Overall, for $66, you just can't, I can't speak highly enough for them. But I do suggest, if you want to see them being used and abused, and they flog the living piss out of them. Like they actually do flog the shit out of them on those videos on the Bush Brothers New Zealand. they do things that I would never do with them. They try to break them, and they hold up to abuse. But anyway, I'll show you around the knife. Close up of the edge. They came reasonably sharp. Not too bad at all. I really like the handles. They fill my hand. I showed you in the hammer grip there before. I've got extra large XXL hands, so it fits my hand really well. There it is, saber grip. Nice spine. Good reinforced tip. I've seen them jammed into boards trying to snap the tip off. They haven't been able to do that. Good guard so you don't come up onto the blade. Lanyard. Not on this size knife. I don't use lanyards on this size knife. Although I will put lanyards on other larger knives. There. These ones are made in Japan. I'm not sure where the SK versions are. Probably Taiwan. But anyway, I'll go on to what pros for this knife is the cost. Buying them from Cleavers for $66. They're basically a disposable knife. You break them, you buy another one for $66. And even at $70, they are still a disposable knife. The pros for the other pro, they are a jack of all trades but a master of none. They are what I would consider an entry-level survival knife, and that's fine. That's what you're getting. You know, it's an entry-level. What Cold Steel has produced is an entry-level survival knife, and they've achieved it. And the steel choice, like the Oz 8 or the SK5 with the Tuff-ex, it's really good steel choice for its ease of maintenance and for what it is, what they've done for it, for this style knife. It's really good for what they've done. And the only cons I can think about is basically it is a little bit tactical looking, but it's all black, you know, like, but it is a survival rescue knife. So, you know, like, it's search and rescue, it could be too. I may have been wrong with that, with the survival rescue. Actually, SRK could be search and rescue. Someone will, down in the comments section, please correct me if I did make a mistake there. I'll look it up and I'll correct it in the description bar. Because I'll look up on the Cold Steel site and it'll either be survival and rescue or search and rescue, one of the two. But anyway, that's just a quick overview of the Cold Steel SRK Oz 8 version. Bought from Cleavers for $66 while it was on special. They don't run these. The Oz 8 version's no longer available. They've swapped them over to the SK5 version. The SK5 version's what's available now. You can get them in 3V now, I've noticed. They probably are. The 3V version is probably a hell of a lot better knife, and it's going to be a hell of a lot more expensive. And it'd probably be a hell of a lot better knife. Like, it'd be one tough knife. But I'm entirely happy with this one. And later on, I'll probably end up suggesting my boys my teenage boys get one of each and get one of these, the SK5 versions. Anyway, that's my overview of the Cold Steel SRK Oz 8 version. Thanks for watching.